You're in Braves country. Like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and flat out deceived.
Why did you get so drunk?
You got drunk. I'm just really exhausted.
What's in that cup?
Rum and Cokes.
Do you have any idea how important this is? We're trying to save the pub bowl. Really? This is what you're doing? This is what you're doing?
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful.
The Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
And rivalry.
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam-a ding-dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-1 lead. A banger, and she's gone, baby.
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
You're in Braves country. If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to one strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first. And here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop. All throughout Braves country, pop that top! Your Atlanta Braves have won it all!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate.
Please remain standing. We call your attention to our fans here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture. Our national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose what stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we once were so gallant.
This time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's teams as participants in this historic game.
Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA. Good evening, Braves Country. Matt Olson was interviewed right after the game, his big 3 RBI game. I still think they should have interviewed Nick Allen. I mean, come on, man. How many times is that guy going to get 3 hits in a big game like that? But nonetheless, wanted you to hear the interview with Matt Olson. I don't think a lot of y'all get a chance to hear it, so here we go. Matt Olson postgame.
Well, Matt, a little drama there in the 9th. You guys win another one over the Mets. Take me back to your bat in the 6th inning. You got a couple of borderline pitches called strikes. How does falling behind 0-2 change your approach?
Garrett's got really good stuff. Moves the ball around. He's throwing 98, 99. 5+ pitches. So, you gotta be efficient with him. You got a couple there on the corners, and then was able to, get a good swing on one that he kind of left over the plate a little bit.
Obviously, you had the big swing giving the Braves the lead, but how about Nick Allen there in the 9th spot? Look, he's been phenomenal defensive, but 3 big hits, especially one there in that 6th to keep that rally going.
Yeah, I mean, he's had great at-bats, hit a lot of line drives at people. Like you said, defense has been outstanding, but it's good for him to see a couple find some grass and get it rolling for us.
Seems like a long time ago that bullpen had a little bit of a shaky run, but since then they've got the best ERA in the National League. What have you seen from them?
They've been great. Really, the entire pitching staff has been great for us. They're coming out, they're keeping us in ball games, they're holding leads when we got them, and giving us a chance up there to.
It's probably going to be sore, so we'll
use inside the locker room. We're getting set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play. Your Atlanta Braves. Take a listen to last night's postgame as the Braves win a big 1-7-4.
Snit, obviously, a lot of things you can talk about tonight, but Nick Allen giving you guys that boost, the bottom of the lineup. He's done so much defensively.
It's awesome when he can add that and kind of roll that lineup over and get Ronald and Matt up there to do some damage. And he swung the bat good last night, too, so and just keeps playing that good defense.
Harris.
He just, it stung him, and it was kind of, got a nerve there, so we'll just see how he is tomorrow.
Nothing you're worried about?
I don't know, it's probably going to be sore, so we'll see, they'll treat him up and see where he's at, if he can swing or not. He might need a couple days. I don't know. He might be good. He may wake up and feel a lot better, and, they'll treat him up tonight, and I'm sure give him something to take home, to put on him this evening, so we'll just see.
You talked about Olson before the game. It kind of gets a little overshadowed, it seems like, by Freddie and Pete. But what about what Olson's done in his years with you guys?
No, I mean, it's been really, really good what he's done. I mean, I just look at, how he ended up last year and had a slow start, went through some tough times, but ended up having a really good year. And he's putting together another really good year this year, and then plays Gold Glove defense.
He's on pace for 30 homers and 100 RBIs already, and he still could turn it on even more.
Oh, no, absolutely. And he had kind of a rough start a little bit, too. And, he's just one of those guys that it's never going to surprise you when he does go 30 and 100 because, he's that good.
Sam, what's it say about you guys to be 5-0 against a pretty talented team?
Yeah, they are. Well, it's I don't know. It's just we're playing good baseball against them. We got down today and then came back and thought Montas threw the ball really well for the first time back. And so it was just kind of good to kind of pile on that one inning. And then the add-on runs obviously are big, too.
One big difference from the first 2 months to the last week is you got that Ozuna big hit with 2 outs last week and then Matt's tonight. Those kind of hits seem to be more frequent.
Yeah, and it's something that we were having a hard time doing. And you have to do that. You got to get 2-out hits if you're going to win games. And, they were few and far between, but now it's kind of like getting back to the way it's, baseball again. And so that's big, I think, and, if you're going to do anything. So just hope we can keep her going, got a tough game again tomorrow.
How about the bottom of the lineup, bases loaded, manufactured some runs there?
That was good. That was good. Eli had a big hit there when they brought the left-hander in, and, you know, like I say, we talked about Nick, and so that's, you know, it's always big when all your lineup contributes.
How about to see Strider do what he did after a little bit of bad luck there in the fourth, come out and do that what he did?
You know, that inning kind of got away from him a little bit, and then he regrouped in the fifth. I was going to run him back out there, but we were in the dugout so long, I just didn't feel like that was the right thing to do, is have him sit there that long.
On a night like tonight, you know, Ronald 0 for 3, 2 walks. Have you kind of felt his presence help other hitters down the line?
Absolutely. Him in the lineup helps everybody. You know, that presence. And you know, it's kind of like, you know, Nick getting pitches to hit, you know, because Ronald's behind him. And, you know, a guy like that's presence in this line, in any lineup would be huge. But what he's doing, how he's doing it, like I say, taking his walks, that's awesome.
All right, boys and girls, let's get ready for your Atlanta Braves. Because if we can win this series tonight, wouldn't that be something? Have a chance to sweep them in Gotham? Someone going to have to hide Frank the Tank's belt, shoestrings, keep him away from tall bridges. Let's go, Braves. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. Perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom.
All right, you guys, let's listen up. We won a game yesterday. And if we win one today, that's 2 in a row. We win one tomorrow, that's called a winning streak. It has happened before. So let's see some hustle. Let's jack it up a little. I got a feeling things are about to turn around for us.
Down a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live as the Braves are on the road, and we're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac McGee. Here's your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off and playing right field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Ronald Acuna Jr. 9 home runs, 16 RBI, 4 stolen bases, batting .385. Batting second, playing first, Matt Olson. 15 homers, 52 RBI, a .256 average. Marcell Ozuna is your designated hitter and batting third. 11 homers, 40 RBI, a .252 average. Austin Riley, batting cleanup and playing third. He has 12 home runs, 41 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .275. Batting fifth, behind home plate, it's Drake Baldwin. 8 home runs, 25 RBI, a .288 average. Ozzie Albies, batting sixth, playing second. 6 home runs, 28 RBI, 7 stolen bases, batting .222. In left field, batting seventh, Alex Verdugo. A .244 average, 12 RBI, 1 stolen base. Batting eighth and patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Michael Harris II. He has 6 home runs, 43 RBI, 11 stolen bases, batting .220. And Nick Allen is batting ninth and playing short. Coming off a 3-for-4 performance, he has 14 RBI, 6 stolen bases, a .234 clip. On the mound for your Atlanta Braves, Didier Fuentes. The Fountain of Youth is 0-1 with a 7.2 ERA, a 1.4 whip, 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 home run served. He'll be going head-to-head with Clay Holmes, who's 7-4 with a 3.04 ERA, a 1.23 whip, 83 innings, 73 strikeouts,
71 hits allowed, 31 walks, 9 home runs served. Backing up Holmes in the bottom of the first inning, playing short, Francisco Lindor. 16 home runs, 42 RBI, 13 stolen bases, batting .268. Batting second, playing left, Brandon Nimmo. 15 home runs, 41 RBI, 6 stolen bases, batting .251. Juan Soto is in right field and batting third. 17 home runs, 43 RBI, 9 stolen bases, batting .253. Batting cleanup and at first, it's Pete Alonso. With 18 home runs and 64 RBI, he has a .286 average. Jeff McNeil is in center field and batting fifth. 24 RBI, 8 home runs, 1 stolen base, batting .247. Starlin Marte, batting sixth, is the designated hitter. With 4 homers, 18 RBI, 4 stolen bases, batting .248. Beatty is at third and batting seventh. He has 8 home runs, 26 RBI, 3 stolen bases, batting .217. Mauricio is batting eighth and playing second. 2 home runs, 4 RBI, 2 stolen bases, batting .185. Sanger is behind home plate and batting ninth. No home runs and no RBI. He has a .172 average, 5 for 29 on the season. Calling balls and strikes behind home plate tonight, it's James Jean. Your first base umpire, John DePayne. Second base will be manned by Todd Titchener, and down the third base line, it's Adam Hamari. Game time temperatures here at Citi Field in Queens, New York, 95 degrees at first pitch, with the wind blowing to right from left center out at about 13 miles an hour. Your Atlanta Braves are plus 133 on the money line. The over-under is 9. Our pick to click tonight, no one in the Braves lineup really has big numbers against Verdugo. Fairly small sample size. Feels like Austin Riley is due. He's 1 for 6 lifetime versus Holmes with 2 strikeouts, but he's positioned right in front of Drake Baldwin. He might get some good pitches to hit tonight. We'll take your Atlanta Braves to win this one in a shootout. Not expecting Fuentes to be able to shut down the Mets to win this game. We're going to need some runs, Braves country. Give me Atlanta to win this one 7-5. Your American Rebel Beer keys to the game tonight. It's going to be all about what we get out of Fuentes. His first outing, he went 5 innings, gave up a home run, 6 hits, walked just 1, struck out only 3. And as bad as those numbers may appear, that was against Miami. This is a much more formidable lineup. Hopefully the butterflies are gone and we get his best, because he's going to need it tonight, especially against the top of that lineup. If Didier Fuentes can limit the damage at the top of that lineup, we're talking about Lindor, Nimmo, Soto, Alonso, even Jeff McNeil, he might be able to go another 5, maybe 6 innings. He might be able to get ourselves close to, even if he falls just short of a quality start, which is 6 innings and 3 earned runs. If we get 6 and 3, we got to be doing backflips, and the offense has to do their part. On the other side, the Braves are seeing Clay Holmes for the second time in a week, and they got to Holmes the first time they saw him. Put on a few runs on Holmes back on June 19th. He went 4 2/3, did not get out of the 5th inning, gave up 3 earned, and walked 6, struck out 5. I'm not expecting him to walk anywhere close to 6. Clay Holmes is normally a pretty darn good starting pitcher. He normally has very good control. In fact, the previous 3 starts in the month of June, he'd only walked 2 total. One of those games was in Colorado. He typically will walk somewhere between 2 and 3, but 6, you can't expect that twice, which means the Braves are going to have to put the bats to work and go shopping in the gap for some runs. We get to the end of the ball game, we're going to have Dylan Lee available. He didn't pitch last night. But you better believe if we fall down 4 or 5 runs, you're going to start seeing the also-rans of the Monteros trying to eat innings, because we still have a chance to win the series tomorrow with Grant Holmes on the bump going up against Griffin Canning, who has struggled of late. But I'm not giving up on tonight's game. I think the offense is going to step up. They're in a groove, and they're playing the Mets. For whatever reason, when they see the Mets logo, all of a sudden, the mid to late innings, they look like 2023. Put your click in the chat, slap that like, and let's get ready, Braves country. We'd like to thank everybody for choosing Braves Country Radio, and a special thanks to all the country club members Please like on your way in and subscribe, set those alerts, and share Braves Country Radio to help build the crowd so we can continue to bring you the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. Atlanta Braves Baseball right here on Braves Country Radio. Your modern-day superstation is in its 5th season of bringing you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves and our one-of-a-kind production. Take us anywhere you go for over 170 Atlanta Braves ball games. Please like and subscribe today. Join the Country Club. Thank you to all the Country Club members. You help support Braves Country Radio.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Good evening, Braves Country. Hope you're having one hell of a Wednesday evening. It's going to be just a little bit better if we get that W tonight, won't it? I'm going to assume the worst and hope for the best tonight because Didier Fuentes, he's being asked to do, man, you talk about a tall task going into New York on your second start at 20 years old. 20 years old, and that young man's taking the ball against one of the top, at least the top half lineups in all of baseball. I will say that the Mets lineup, it's funny, I was listening to New York radio this morning. They have the same gripes that we have about the Braves, basically saying that their offense is it's all at the top of the order, that they've been stumbling. They were asking the question, the Mets have lost 10 of 11. So they were asking the question, had anyone ever made it to the World Series who'd lost 10 of 11? It's kind of comical listening to them complain. I'm like, God bless, man. Honestly, this honestly could be an Atlanta radio station right now, considering what we've been through. All right, let's roll it back a few minutes, and we will give you salutations. Tell us where you hail from. Good evening. Good to see you, Garrett. Neil Pearson. Gadd. G-A-D-D. John. Uncle Charlie Fritz. Russell Hall. George Pearson. Denise Horton. Trina, good to see you. B.A. Baracus, Brian Andrews. Colby Covers. What are we covering tonight, Colby? Interesting, his Fuentes strikeouts tonight are 4.5. I don't know if I would take that, but I put a little piece of money on maybe 6 or 7 to get better odds. Because if he goes off and the Mets can't figure him out, I figure he's going to get more than 5. It's either going to be that or he's going to pelt the hell out of him. Who else do we have in here tonight? I think I already said John. I'm assuming Pete is in here. My man Nathaniel Brooks. Gary the Real McCoy. What you talking about, Willis Mathis? Jameson Taylor. Erdy. Leighton. Better Leighton than never Nuku. Taku, good to see you. Freedom's in the house. Taku's in Tennessee. Remember that old song? I'm trying to think of who sang that. The old rap from the 90s, Tennessee. That thing was a banger. I don't care what anyone says. Raymond Lovelace. Everybody loves Raymond Lovelace. From Alabama. Gary McCoy's in South Carolina. Charlie's in Lafayette, Georgia. Or is it Lafayette? How do y'all pronounce it there? Depends on what part of the country you're in. Renee in Holt, Florida. See, we got a couple more coming through here. Bam Bam. Jason up and Adams. All right, we're going to hit and Fred Reichner. We'll be back in a flash. Nathaniel's in Charlotte. What are those Panthers going to look like this year, Nathaniel? We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. Perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. It helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the radio news.
Sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. There is nothing wrong. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both things and ideas. You've just crossed over into
adventures in time and space.
We offer you Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Hi, folks. Join us now for another Braves ball game. Yes, sir. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is it. This makes you feel like it's spring and baseball. No more measles and free tickets to the circus.
You're in Braves Country.
This is a reminder, disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these guidelines will result in ejection.
All right, Braves Country. Looks like the Braves are wearing their home grays top to bottom. Atlanta across the chest in red, outlined in navy. Same as the tomahawk down below, striped in gold. Numerals on the back, red and outlined in navy, and the names are in navy on the back. They have piping down the heart of the chest, on the jerseys, and on the side of the pant legs. Red and outlined in navy. Navy ball caps and the white A representing the city of Atlanta, where the Braves hail from since 1966. The New York Metropolitans, they are wearing their home whites. Mets across the chest in orange, outlined in blue. Blue ball caps in orange. We are just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Ronald Acuna Jr., who has put his name into the hat for the All-Star game. The Mets jerseys also, by the way, are using pinstripes, blue pinstripes down the middle. Clay Holmes gets set, and yes, sir, it is baseball time in Braves country, and the first pitch on the way is well inside for a ball, brushes him back. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. Mets with the blue ball caps, the interlocking orange and Y is the 1-0. Fouled straight back, 1-1. Left to right across the infield, you got Nimmo, McNeil in center, and Soto in right. Around the horn, it's Beatty at third, Lindor at short, Mauricio at second, and Alonso at first. Senger's behind the plate tonight. The 1-1. Swing and a miss at the changeup. It's 1-2. You'll see a 6-pitch mix from Holmes. He is a kitchen sink pitcher. Uses all of his pitches pretty regularly. The 1-2 from Holmes. Swing, rifles it foul. We'll do it again. The infield playing back and to the left. Playing Ronald to pull. Outfield deep and straight away. The 1-2 from Holmes. Swing and a miss, strike three. Got him with the 96-mile-an-hour sinker on the inner cut. 0-1 away. He throws the sinker 37% of the time. And then the sweeper 20% of the time. The changeup 14% and the slider 14%. And then he mixes in the cutter and the four-seam fastball at a total of 15% of the time. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson is a sweeper outside wide. It's 1-0. So you really can't sit on one particular pitch with Clay Holmes. Righty-lefty matchup, infield back and to the right, 1-0. Kicks and fires, sweeper outside wide, ball 2-0. 2-0 count. Olson with 15 home runs on the year. The 2-0, 94, just misses outside, 3-0. 52 RBI and an 844 OPS. James Jean behind home plate. We haven't seen him this year, and I don't believe we've seen him at all. I do remember seeing him in spring training once. The 3-0 misses high, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first, and the Braves have their first base runner. Marcell Ozuna will dig in. The Braves know that they're going to need some runs tonight with the rookie on the mound. He might surprise, but you can't expect him to go out there and shut down this offense, so we need to help him out. First pitch to Ozuna is a slider up top. It's 0-1. Austin Riley on deck. 1 on, 1 out. Infield back and to the left, playing double play depth. The 0-1 to Ozuna. Swing and a miss, sweeper off the edge. It's 0-2. Marcell Ozuna with 798 OPS, 252 batting average, 11 home runs, 40 RBI. The 0-2. Swing, pops it back foul. taking a look at the wild card standing. So we're going to focus on the games they are back in the loss column, because nobody's played the same amount of games, obviously. So looking at the division, we're 9 behind Philly and 7 behind the Mets going into tonight's play. The 0-2 swing, lifts it high and deep. Did he get enough? Going back on the track, robbing it at the wall is Jeff McNeil for a great catch and a long out number 2. That ball got to the top of the wall. If McNeil's not there, it leaves the stadium just to the top. Good leaping catch by McNeil, 2 away. Great job of timing that up. Guy who's not a traditional center fielder, making a really good snag. Just over the orange stripe out there in left center. Man, just a foot or 2 higher. We got a 2-run lead. First pitch on the way to Spencer Sorry. Austin Riley is a swing and a miss. It's 0-1. I don't know where that came from. The 0-1. Outside wide, 1-1. 1-1 count. Holmes 15 pitches in. Braves nothing, Mets nothing. 1-1. Down and inside. Looked like he went around. The home plate umpire, James Jean, said he did. It's 1-2. I think I'm calling him JJ. That's kind of a little too much alliteration for me behind home plate. Hopefully he calls a good game tonight. They came up with the scorecard this morning on last night's umpires, the 1-2. Punched out, caught looking, backwards K. Top of the zone, strike 3. Austin Riley goes down, not a swing. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Bruh, the clitoris has 8,000 nerve endings and still isn't as sensitive as some of you motherfuckers.
About 4:15, I wake up, I brush my teeth, I scratch my and you know what I do after that? I have a Captain and black coffee. Because you know what I am? I'm a savage. Savages drink. We drink.
How much postage does it take to send a letter to Canada?
Who's it going to?
Canada. It says, Dear Canada, you.
Andres Galarraga is at first base. There's Andre Galarraga. Spell his name backwards and you get Agarala.
The Royals went on to win it in 7 games and put themselves in the Fall Classic. They'd call it the I-70 Series, a face-off between 2 Missouri teams separated by 250 highway miles. It would go back and forth until the Royals found themselves on the verge of elimination in Game 6.
The Cardinals 3 outs away from the second World Championship in 4 seasons.
It was the bottom of the 9th, and they were trailing 1-0 as George Orta led off against Todd Burrell.
Little squibber to the right side.
I was sitting in the first base dugout, so we had a pretty good view of what was going on.
Worrell races over to cover. The throw doesn't get him. Worrell got to the bag in an argument here, and here comes Herzog.
The play just wasn't smooth. And I could have swore sitting in the first base dugout that he was safe.
Looks like he's out. Oh, I don't think there's any doubt about it.
Guess what? He was out. Fortunately for us, he called him safe.
Welcome back. Braves Country Baseball here on a Wednesday night. Didier Fuentes. The Fountain of Youth will go to work. He's got to face Lindor, Nimmo, and Soto, so 3 lefties. First pitch on the way is a 94-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball. It's 0-1. You would hope that he would do well the first time through the order because nobody has seen him. But these are 4 really good batters he's got to face to start off. The 0-1 misses high, 1-1. Looked like it hit the top of the zone, but did not get the call. 1-1 count. Curveball in the dirt, 2-1. 2-1 count. Brings it. Swing. That ball's belted deep down the right field line. If it's fair, it's gone. It is just foul. Maybe 7 or 8 feet right of the foul pole. Bullet dodged. 2-2. It's the biggest difference when you go from the minor leagues to the major leagues is you can't just sneak one in there. The 2-2. Way outside wide. Curveball misses, full count. Falling behind in the count, that's going to hurt him. He's got to be able to stay in front to get them guessing. The payoff. Swing. Fouls back a four-seam fastball. A little surprised that they went with Drake Baldwin on back-to-back nights. I think maybe it's because he has caught Didier Fuentes and maybe it'd be a little more calming for him. The payoff pitch. Swing, pops it up. Will stay in play. It will not. It'll bend back behind home plate and into the crowd. Full count. The other thing is, if you know he's on the mound, they would never say it, but they're probably thinking we need a little more offense. We need Drake in the lineup. Full count to Lindor. Swing, pops it up. That will be a can of corn. Nick Allen will make the catch in very, very shallow left center field. Behind the second base bag to the left. 1 down. So 1 up, 1 down. Maybe get the jitters out from under Fuentes. Every time I think of his name, I think of if you were around in the 90s, whenever she would come on TV, they would say Daisy Fuentes. First pitch on the way is a curveball in the dirt to Brandon Nimmo. It's 1-0. I don't know whatever happened to her, but she was a big thing in the 90s. The 1-0. Swing, pops it back foul. 97 miles an hour. He's bringing it tonight. 1-1. So 1-1 count. Pitch swung on, lifted. High and deep into center field, drifting back. Right there on the warning track is Michael Harris II for a long out number 2. 75% of the world is covered by water. The rest by Michael the Hawk Harris. 2 down. I did not know. I just looked her up. I did not know that Daisy Fuentes married the singer Richard Marx. It didn't last, but they were married about 10 years ago. First pitch on the way to Juan Soto just misses below the knees. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Fastball. Right down the pipe. 1-1. 1-1 count. Want to make sure we get in the 1-1. Sweeper inside, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. '85 inside. The 1-2. Down and away. Trying to get a chase that curveball, but it missed down. 2-2. Thank you for the support, PETA and Uncle Charlie. The 2-2 to Soto. Swing, bangs it over to second. And it's going to be a 1-2-3. Bottom of the first inning. Good pitching by Didier. Going to be a Diddy party in New York City tonight. Let's go.
DD Mangudu.
Once it's turned on, the sign will spell out Deli Cat Essen.
The Twins are going to win the World Series. The Twins have won it. It's a base hit. It's a 1-0 10-inning victory.
watching Donnie perform that year, he did something that would cause everybody else to just go, wow, I wish I could do that like once. He does it twice a week.
Here it goes. Long drive and a grand slam upper deck. A new Major League single-season record for Mattingly, 6 grand slams.
I felt good, but it was just all about trying to win. And, you know, in New York, it's about winning. And that part was getting frustrating.
Are you Don Mattingly?
Yes, I am. Come in. Can I get you something? What's your name?
I've never seen the full episode. I've probably only seen the clip maybe once or twice.
Mattingly, get rid of those sideburns. What sideburns? You heard me, hippie.
When I was managing LA, we went to Australia. And I'm not kidding you, that was like more people knew that episode than knew anything about anything I'd ever did in baseball. Hearing that accent telling me to shave those sideburns.
Mattingly, I thought I told you to trim those sideburns. Go home. You're off the team for good. Fine. Still like him better than Steinbrenner.
I'm still getting checks for like now and then. What are they, like 87 cents or something now?
Did you grab anything when you walked out the door?
I have nothing but 2 Tortino's pizza out of the refrigerator and my doggy, and we left.
Welcome back. Drake Baldwin behind the plate tonight, and he's batting number 5 in the order. He digs in from the left side. First pitch, 93 up top. It's 1-0. Didn't get a chance to go over the Braves' defensive alignment, but Verdugo is in left tonight like he was last night. The rest of it is exactly the same. The 1-0. Sinker down below the knees, 2-0. Harrison center, Acuña's in right, who has put his name in the hat for the home run derby at the All-Star break in Atlanta. Riley's at third, Allen's at short, and Ozzie at second, Olsen at first. The 2-0, a sinker right there on the outer edge, 2-1. I'd say that means it's almost a given that Sean Murphy will be in the lineup tomorrow. The 2-1, swing, dribbles over towards short. Lindor's got plenty of time, fires it across the diamond, and it is a 6-3 put out, one away. One down. Holmes, 21 pitches in. Ozzie Albies will stand to the plate. First pitch from the left side, open stance. Dribbles it. Looks like it banged off his foot. It's 0-1. He's never seen a first pitch he didn't like, did he? Especially to start the game. They were trying to get him to roll one over. Luckily, it hit his foot. If it hadn't, it would have been an easy G3. 0-1 count. Brings it. Up top cutter. 0-2. Man, he's overdue, Razor Crack. He's been sitting on 6 home runs for about a millennial. The 0-2. Outside wide, 1-2. 1-2 count. Braves nothing, Mets nothing. Top of the second inning, 1 out, the 1-2. Outside wide, 2-2. Ozzie stands in. The 2-2. Swing. Pops it back foul. We'll do it again. The 2-2. Hammers it down the first base line, but nowhere near fair. Pitch was well inside. Real quick on your out-of-town scoreboard tonight, the Rangers lead the Orioles 3-0 in the early going. They're in the fourth. The 2-2. And down it in 3-2. He was calling an automatic ball, so either way it was going to be a ball. You could see home plate umpire James Jean waving his arms at the last second, but it wasn't quite in time as he was releasing the ball. But anyways, any way you look at it, ball 3. So a full count now to Ozzie. The pitch on the way. Just misses outside. I guess we'll take it. Ball 4. That was close. If you're a Braves fan, you go, nah, man, that was 100% a ball. If you're a Mets fan, you're like, that's a freaking strike. I mean, it was that close. Up there on the top shelf, just off the edge. If it nicked any part of the zone, it was the very top corner. But honest engine, if he swings at it, he's going to pop that one up anyways. First pitch on the way to Alex Verdugo. He's inside. First strike, it's 0-1. Just can't be a Diddy party without Dr. Doogie coming to it, right? The 0-1. I thought they'd go back to Eli tonight, but they did not. The 0-1 swung on, pops it up. High into left field, but not nearly deep enough. It'll be F7 in your scorecard. Quickly 2 down. 2 down, and Michael Harris the second. They took forever to put their lineup out today, and I was thinking it had something to do with Harris and getting hit in the arm, but he's in the lineup tonight, so he must be okay. First pitch to Harris is a 95-mile-an-hour sinker right there at the knees. It's 0-1. Harris batting .220 on the year. An OPS well under 600 at .577. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Reason why his OPS is so low is because, well, first of all, he's only got the 6 home runs and the .220 average, but he doesn't walk. So he's not getting on base. The 0-2 to Harris. Ozzie at first, 2 outs. They turn around and flip it over there. Keep it close by. We'll go ahead and pull the camera back to see if there's any action on the bases. Good to see you swipe left and Joyce Robledo. The 0-2, way outside wide, 1-2, 95 miles an hour. That was pitch out territory, missed it by a mile. Kind of a throwaway pitch with a 2-strike count. 1-2 to Harris. Brings it. Swing. Bangs it on the ground over to second. That'll be an easy play from Mauricio. That'll end the inning. Ozzie gets on with the walk, but that's it. We'll be back in a flash. Braves nothing, Mets nothing. Bottom of the second we go.
Do you think parenting is harder than it used to be?
Nice try. Next question.
I can't change the fact that my dad walked to school in the snow uphill both ways growing up in Phoenix. And some days as a dad, things feel not great.
The chance of a lifetime for Luis Gonzalez. 2-2, bottom of the ninth. Game 7 of the World Series. Bases loaded. Floater, center field. The Diamondbacks are world champions.
Don Mattingly's individual accomplishments over his first 4 seasons took the baseball world by storm, but the Yankees failed to make the playoffs in each of those years. Frustration around the team was beginning to grow, with no one angrier than the team's notoriously impatient owner, George Steinbrenner. and salary negotiations didn't help his relationship with his biggest star.
Arbitration are always kind of, who knows what's going to happen, right? He calls and it's like, hey, don't take it personal. It's just business, whatever's said in there. He goes, it's just business. Well, I win, right? And then he comes out and says the farmers in Indiana and the taxi cab drivers aren't gonna, not the All-American boy anymore. All I care about is money. And I was like, And I think what took it over the edge for me was the home run streak. He comes out and says something about all he cares about is records. And that kind of bothered me. And I just blew up one day in the papers about respect. You got to respect me as a man.
The back and forth subsided in '87, but erupted again in 1988, which led to swirling trade rumors.
What we need to do now is get focused and stop pointing fingers. You're a problem. You're a real problem.
Welcome back. Pete Alonso leads us off. He takes a four-seam fastball up high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. The second pitch of the at-bat is a 95-mile-an-hour fastball that paints the outer edge, but he did not get the call. Bad call. You see where it is on your screen. 2-0. To the 2-0. Swing, swats it into left field, down for a base hit. Had a lot of top spin. Verdugo was charging in, but he wasn't going to get to it in time. 1 on, nobody out. But if James Jean's going to blow calls like that all night long, it's going to be a long night for both pitchers, but especially a rookie. That was a bad call. I don't know how he missed that. Jeff McNeil, the batter. Righty-lefty, batting .247. First pitch is well inside. It's 1-0. 1-0. Swing. Bangs the sweeper towards the first base dugout of the New York Mets. 1-1. McNeil, 8 home runs, 24 RBI, and 824 OPS. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. The 1-2. Pitch swung on, chopped back foul. We'll do it again. Braves nothing, Mets nothing. Bottom of the second. Alonso at first. Infield back into the right. The 1-2. Swing, fouls it back. Fuentes really hasn't shown that kind of strikeout power that was showing up in the minor leagues. He struck out 3 his debut in 5 innings against the Marlins. He does not have one yet here. One-two count. McNeil steps out the box. Brings it. Down and in. 2-2. Pitch just over the plate. The 2-2. 26th pitch of the night. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Godwin to chase the 96-mile-an-hour fastball fading off the plate. 1 away. First strikeout for Didier Fuentes here in Gotham. You got to love that. 1 away. Fountain of Youth emoji for him. 1 on, 1 out. First pitch to Marte, 97, just off the plate. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires, swing, fouls it back. 1-1. Starlin Marte batting .248 and 4 home runs, 18 RBI. Fuentes brings it. Swing, slices it into right field. It's down for a base hit. Cunha comes up with it pretty quickly, and Alonso does not run well. So they'll go station to station. They have runners on first and second and only 1 out. That was the 4-seamer just off the edge. Marte didn't try to do too much with it. He just kind of slapped it into right. And troubles are brewing. Bring the left-handed bat of Brett Beatty, who's got 8 home runs on the year. Batting .217. The first pitch. Snapping curveball at the knees, did not get the call. It's 1-0. Down and in, 2-0. Two-0 count. Most recent scorecards that I have seen on James Jean, I'll get to him in a second, 2-0. 96, just touches the outer edge, 2-1. So he was behind home plate. They don't have one before that, but 10 days ago on the 15th is 2-1 fouled away, 2-2. And his strike accuracy was awful. 83%. Anything below 90 is considered bad. 83%. The 2-2. Swing, fouls it away. We'll do it again. He called 5 pitches off the plate for strikes that were a good 3 to 4 inches off the plate on the outside. On the inside, 1. Below the zone, 1. The 2-2, swing, slaps it down the left field line, but foul. We'll do it again. He also called 3 balls inside the strike zone for strikes. Now, that was at a 97% rate, and that's not terrible. One of them was a really bad call, but it's kind of an indication of what we're in for tonight. The game before that, on June 9th, June 10th. Well, June 9th. The game was June 9th. The report was on June 10th. The 2-2 swung on, banged on the ground over to Ozzie. Ozzie fires it over to second. The relay from Allen to Olsen is in time, and it's a 4-6-3 inning-ending, rally-killing double play. Great job by the defense. Didier gets out of the jam. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. Nada in Gotham.
So you gonna take 40% of my paycheck in taxes? Most definitely. And then after you tax my check, you gonna tax me on anything I spend with the money left from my check that you already taxed. Oh, you getting it now? You this close. You this close to getting ready to chase the American dream. Do I own anything? No, y'all don't own. It's just a big lending system. We own everything, and we just sell you the illusion that you got something.
White back on Blitz is coming, and the ball is loose. And the Giants have it. White was hammered by Bird, and he was the man who made the hit. Bird came up with the ball.
Well, Carl Banks is coming feet right in his face. He hits him square. The ball pops out. Jim Burt jumps checks on it. I don't know who you blame on that because no one blocked Carl Banks. You have to have the doctor check after a play like that.
Mattingly today in one of the New York papers was quoted as saying that he didn't know if he was going to be traded or not. He says if he gets traded, so be it. But he also said he's not going to quietly take any slings and barbs from the Yankees owner any longer.
There was some real tension between Mattingly and Steinbrenner. There had been talk of a Will Clark-Don Mattingly trade.
Dallas Green's been named the manager, and Dallas calls me. He says, Donnie, do you want to be here? I said, yeah, I want to be here. But I said, but you got to treat me with respect. He goes, do you mind calling him? I go, okay, no problem. So I call him. And we have the same conversation again about respect. And he's like, well, fires off something is I'll trade you to Cleveland. That was one of the things. I'll send you to Cleveland. I said, you can send me anywhere you want, but you can't take the field from me. You can't change that part. And he said, well, good luck to you. And he hangs up. And I'm like, uh-oh, we're out of here. I think once I stood up for myself and said, hey, I'm not putting up with it. You can do whatever. That's when it was like, okay, we're good. It was over.
Nick Allen's going to lead us off to start the third inning. First pitch on the way to Little Nicky is a sinker right there on the outer edge of the zone. It's 0-1. Clay Holmes is yet to give up a base hit. Top of the third, the 0-1 swung on, chops it over towards short. Lindor has it, flips it over to first. 6-3 on the putout, one away. One down, and Ronald Acuna Jr. as the lineup flips over for the first time. He comes to the plate, and he's 0 for 1. Struck out swinging his first time up. This time he takes a pitch and fires a foul ball into the stands, a sinker right at his knees. It's 0-1. Acuna hit his 9th home run of the year last night, batting .381 on the year. The 0-1. Inside, 1-1. I can't help to wonder if going into that home run derby is going to affect his swing, but I'm not going to get too bent out of shape about it. He should have fun. If he wants to go do it, he should do it, especially with it being in Atlanta. 1-1 is down and in, 2-1. I know there's going to be some people who are going to lose their mind and talk about how it ruins their swings, but the 2-1 inside, 3-1. He didn't do too well the last time he was on Home Run Derby, so he may not be in there long enough to affect anything. 3-1 count. Inside, 94 almost gets him, and that'll send him down to first. Acuna paused for a second. I don't know what Gene was saying to him. That ball almost hit him. I bet he was like, you're not calling that a strike, are you? Come on, man. Come on now. So he'll head on down to first. Braves still looking for their first base hit. Clay Holmes with the no-hitter going here in the start of the third inning. Fires a sinker on the outer edge. It's fouled away. 0-1. We'll move the camera back in case Acuna decides to take off. Righty-lefty matchup. The 0-1 to Olsen. Brings it high and out of the zone. 1-1. 1-1 count. Pitch. Hanging sweeper on the inner track. 1-2. Yankees have just taken a 3-0 lead over Brady Singer and the Reds. A 2-run home run by Jazz Chisholm. They blew the 3-0 lead last night, the 1-2. Up high, 95 miles an hour, 2-2. I quit checking in on that game after our game ended, so I just assumed the Yankees had won that, but their bullpen blew it. They've lost 9 of their last 12. The 2-2. Swing. Pops it up. Deep into left field, but not deep enough. Making the catch is Brandon Nimmo. 2 down. Yankees have Max Fried on the mound tonight. So you would think he could keep that score down on the Reds. They are in the Great American Small Park, and it is warming up there, so the ball tends to start flying this time of year in Cincinnati. Marcell Ozuna, the batter, he missed pay dirt by inches last time up, hitting one into deep center field that was robbed at the wall by Jeff McNeil. First pitch to Ozuna is fouled off. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. The infield is back into the left. 2 outs. Acuna stays. Pitch, swing. Slaps it down the right field line. It's 0-2. Clay Holmes is sitting at 48 pitches, so he's okay on that front. Yet to give up a base hit. He has walked 3. The 0-2. Swing, slaps it back foul. We'll do it one more time. Remember, he walked 6 batters last time out against the Braves. He typically only walks 2 or 3. I'm a little surprised, but maybe that's just part of his game plan. He's willing to walk you if you not give up the big fly. The 0-2. Sinker is in the dirt. Good take by Ozuna. Acuna staying put. It's 1-2. I don't think I ever completed the thought on the losses that they're behind everybody. So Philly and New York, they're 9-7 losses behind them in the standings for the Eastern Division. But the wild card's getting a little tighter. If the Braves continue to win series and win games, they can close the gap. So New York leads the top wild card as the 1-2, misses high. Sweeper high and out of the zone, 2-2. So there's 7 behind them and 6 behind San Fran and 5 behind Milwaukee. 5 behind San Diego, 3 behind the Reds, and 2 behind Arizona. The 2-2 to the Big Zoo. Down and away, 3, full count. The point being, if they continue to win series, that's going to be the key. We still got a long way to go, and you got to figure this team's going to get on a winning streak at some point. I'm talking about a long one, a 6, 7, 8. The payoff, swing, hits it hard on the ground deep in the hole, but Lindor has plenty of time as Ozuna runs down to first base. He gets him by about 4 steps, and that'll end the inning. Clay Holmes pitching a no-no here in New York. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, tied at 0s.
Not gonna lie, I'm kind of sick of this, kind of off and a little offended. Someone had the audacity to tell me that the world doesn't revolve around me. Baby, without me, this world ain't moving.
I just kept hearing it. I'm ducking and everything. Died in the house. I got scared. I dropped my hot pocket.
A slight chance of some it's rain. It's going to bring a possibility of some rain that will be moving into our area.
Over the last 2 years, hundreds have landed in the Summit County Medical Examiner's office.
My brother used to break in our house and steal the TV.
But now he's dead.
Here's some other great town names. Lititz.
Oh, it's Lidditz.
Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today.
The hard-earned truce ended up leading to talks for a long-term deal for Mattingly in the spring of 1990. When he signed the 5-year contract, he became the highest-paid player in the game and set to remain the face of its most storied franchise for better and for worse.
Obviously, he's the beloved figure. It's the kind of guy who generally spends his career as a Yankee, and the contract pretty much assured that that would happen. But then right away, like in 89, they were a bad team. They finished like 10 under, but in 90, they hit the pits.
The Yankees' worst start in years and years, worst record in baseball.
Almost like the frame that was surrounding the Mona Lisa was starting to chip. It didn't fit that Don Mattingly would be on a bad team, but it was slowly becoming that.
He kind of bears the brunt because he's the constant as this team goes from being a perennial contender to just going down the tubes.
Your home with a classic call, Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. First pitch on the way from Didier Fuentes is a four-seam fastball. Right off the edge, it's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. The 1-0. Swing and a miss, 94 up top. Evens up the count. Mauricio, the batter. Ronnie Mauricio, 185 batting average, 2 home runs, 4 RBI. The 1-1 fires a four-seam fastball well high. So 2-1 count. Pitch on the way. Sweeper. Misses well below the knees. 3-1. Fuentes. 3-1. Four-seam fastball. Fouls it straight back. Full count. A little north of where he wants to be on the pitch count, sitting at 41 pitches with no outs here in the third. The payoff. Swing. Hits it high and deep. Blasts it. She gone. So the number 8 hitter goes pay dirt, and the Mets lead it 1-0. Mauricio, just his third home run on the year. With that hit, he brings his batting average up to 200. Mets take another 1-0 lead. 96 mile an hour. That was right in his wheelhouse. If you remember last night, he came to the plate in the ninth, Mauricio did, and he hit one into the corner for an RBI double that they ended up holding the runner at third. Probably would have scored 2 if there were 2 outs and they were sending guys. First pitch on the way is a fastball top of the zone to Sanger. It's 0-1. The 0-1 swing fouls it straight back 0-2. 0-2 count. You got to figure you're going to have to score runs to win this game tonight. You can't expect this rookie to go in there and just throw a shutty. So it's not time to panic by any means. The 0-2 outside wide, 1-2. 1-2 count. 1-0 your score. Sanger getting the start behind home plate today. The 1-2 hammers it down the third base line, but plenty foul. Torrens getting the night off. I would assume he'll be back in tomorrow night, as well as Sean Murphy for the Braves. The 1-2. 97 hit the outer edge, did not get the call. Another bad call by James Jean. Good Lord. The 2-2 pops it up. Should be playable and an easy out. It is for Ronnie. One away. First pitch on the way as we hit the top of the order again is a four-seam fastball to Francisco Lindor, widen outside, 1-0. 1-0. Sweeper right there at the knees, 1-1. The 1-1 in the dirt, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Pitch well inside, ball 3-1. The 3-1, 95-mile-an-hour fastball sizzled right back to the backstop, full count. The payoff pitch, swing, lifts it, high into center field, drifting back, making the catch is Michael Harris just before the warning track in center field, 2 down. Pulling up his stats, for some reason it's hard to find his information. He hasn't been in the big leagues long, but it appears that he's 29 years old, about to turn 30. And you would think with youth he would be a little sharper behind the plate, but man, he's the first thing when I pulled him up, first thing that shows up is a bunch of videos talking about how bad of an umpire he is. The 4-seam fastball is popped up by Nemo. This should be an easy out. Verdugo calls off Nick Allen, and that'll end the inning. Mets take a 1-0 lead, but Fuentes gets out of it, and we'll head to the middle of the order when we return here in Braves country.
People often ask, what's the best way to handle a coworker who doesn't know when it's time to stop talking? Well, I'm going to share with you the one sentence I use that works every single time. Now it's time to shut the up, ho!
I don't know what's going on.
I'm waiting for you guys to praise me.
What?
Why? Oh, because I'm doing something anti-racist, and I think I deserve praise for that, do I not?
You don't get praise for telling people you're not racist.
Then why am I doing it?
Hey, baby, I'm back from the store.
Hey, babe, thank you. What is this?
This is what you asked me for.
I asked you for feminine products. Babe.
Yeah, and not only did I get you that, but I saved us money in the process.
Babe, this is cotton rolls and toilet paper.
Yeah, you remember the other day when I asked you for cigarettes and you brought back tobacco and rolling paper?
Yeah, it was cheaper.
Yeah, well, I figured if I gotta roll mine, then you gotta roll yours.
Get out! Baby, I was saving us money! I was saving us.
As the club hit rock bottom, the back issues that had begun to plague Mattingly a few years earlier resurfaced, then worsened.
Don Mattingly sitting out his second straight game. Yesterday, in early batting practice, he felt a twinge in the back.
I'll never forget this. We're in Cleveland, and he had to leave the team because his back blew out. That was the beginning where it became a habitual thing. And then you could see he wasn't swinging with the same torque. He was kind of swinging with management.
Pretty much only with his hands.
There's no snap in the swing or anything.
That goes to show you his back problems.
Oh, sure. He's just not hitting from that deep crouch like he used to when he was putting up those Lou Gehrig type numbers.
I think the difference was if a ball went up in the air,
There's a high drive deep to right field.
you weren't sure if it was going out.
Back to the wall. He waits, and he's got it.
And it usually did.
What happens to his Hall of Fame credentials, which were so brilliant his first 5 years or so?
His last 6 years, he's averaging only 10 homers a year, and seasons where he had as few as 5 home runs. You know, for a first baseman, that's not really acceptable power output, and when he didn't have that, his value suffered, and the Yankees suffered for it.
First pitch to Austin Riley misses for a ball outside the zone. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. The 1-0. Dribbled over to short. 6-3 put out. Easy first out for Clay Holmes, who has a no-hitter going. One away. One down. And Drake Baldwin will be your batter. Braves still looking for that first hit. They have reached base 3 times via the walk. And that wind's really starting to whip out there in the outfield. As the first pitch on the way is a sinker. Across the letters on the outer edge, it's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. Holmes 56 pitches into the night. The 0-1. 94, way outside wide. 1-1. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Slider. Hanging slider, but off the outer edge of the plate. 1-2. Drake will take his time out real quick. Infield back and to the right. The 1-2 to Drake. Swing. Lifts it. Into deep center field. Drifting back on the track. Is it going? Is it going? Get up! Get up! Get up! Zip! Boom! Bam! It's gone! A solo shot. And the Drake makes it 1-1.
You don't like the Drake?
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
The Drake is good.
His 9th home run of the year, 26th RBI, 433 happy feet to dead center. And your Atlanta Braves have tied this puppy up, and the no-hitter is gone. Along with the shutout and along with the lead. First pitch to Ozzie Albies, who walked his first time up, misses way outside wide. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Fouls it back. It's 1-1. 1-1 count. Ozzie open stance from the left side. The pitch is a changeup. It goes well into the dirt. 2-1. Rangers lead the Orioles in Baltimore 7-0. Athletics lead the Tigers 3-0 in Detroit, Michigan. They're in the 6th. The 2-1 swing. That ball's ripped into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. And we keep the line of moving. Let's get it, Braves country. Good piece of hitting there by Ozzie Albies. A 1-out single. And your Atlanta Braves got something cooking here.
I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz. I'm the Wiz and nobody beats me.
Dr. Doogie at the plate. He takes the first pitch. Well outside wide. It's 1-0. Righty-lefty matchup. The pitch on the way. Evens up the count. It's in the dirt. 1-1. They called that first pitch a strike. Wow. 1-1 count. Braves 1, Mets 1. The 1-1 swing, slaps it down the left field line, but foul towards the tarps. It's 1-2. The 1-2. Fouls it down the right side now, past the first base line. Just went foul. Good play by Alonso, but the ball did go foul. I don't think they showed it on the Braves screen. The 1-2. Swing, pops it back foul. We'll do it again. Go ahead and change the view for you in case we get any plays at the bases. The 1-2 to Doogie. Number 7 batter in the order. Pitch high and inside. 95 miles an hour, about eyeball territory over the plate. Maybe a touch in. 2-2. The 2-2 pops it up. It's going to stay in play and be an easy catch by Beatty, the third baseman, in foul territory. 2 down. So 2 away. Ozzie at first. And it'll be up to Harris. Michael Harris batting .219 on the year. First pitch, 94 high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. New rule. If you can't bat higher than .219, you shouldn't be able to flap your pocket out of the back of your pants for swag. The 2-0, the 1-0. Hit harmlessly on the ground over there. And over to second. It's going to be a 4-3 put out. And another bat given away. But not before Drake Baldwin carries the freight and ties it up. It's 1-1. We go to the bottom of 4.
I was today years old when I found out that a yawn is a silent scream for a margarita.
I'm going to tell you, and I know you're going to be hurt.
What you mean you going to be hurt?
Your Uncle Jimmy just died.
Who?
Your Uncle Jimmy.
I know you lying.
And wait, calm down. I know he was your favorite uncle. Calm down. Calm down.
I know my uncle ain't just died.
Yes,
I know you.
You okay? Yes, he did.
Stop playing.
You all right?
I know my damn uncle ain't just died.
He did just die.
Hey, I just saw him last night.
I know.
I just saw. I dropped him off last night.
It's okay if you want to cry.
Man, I know. I can't believe this. This ain't nothing but a damn dope.
What you mean?
Do you know what he came over for last night?
No.
He borrowed $50 from me, and now you tell me he done died.
What they got to do with anything? He borrowed $50.
Well, how the hell I'm gonna get my damn money back? He knew he was finna leave him. If he knew he should leave him, we should have talked about it. He should have told him, bro, I give you the $50. You give me $50, and I give it to you back before I die. That's all he should have said, feeling his feet that he wasn't living long.
I'm sitting here trying to come and comfort you.
Go on, call and see if somebody give me my damn money.
Then came insult added to the injury, in the form of one of the stranger controversies any baseball star ever endured.
It was kind of the mullet days. There was a lot of it going on around baseball. And we had a number of guys in our club that I felt like had long hair too. It was Stump that, kind of let me know at some point before the game, if you don't get your haircut today, you don't play. And I'm like, man, I play hurt. I'm here every day. I'm on time. I'm in shape. And you're going to single me out right now? And I just felt like that was wrong. So I thought about it. And so I went back in his office and said, I'm not playing.
Don being set down yesterday, fined for not getting his hair cut.
The fact that he wouldn't cut his hair right away, that became a national story because it's Don Mattingly. The Yankees have their rules, and Don Mattingly is a rules follower, but everything was so messed up back then. I mean, the team was just awful. It didn't seem like it was the Yankees.
So I just rolled a joint. I bet you're jealous. Oh, well, don't be. It was my ankle. I'm old.
Welcome back. First pitch swinging. Juan Soto pounds one over the right field wall, and it's 2-1 New York. Got way too much of the plate, and the rookie coughs up the lead, or the tie. Juan Soto kind of figured he was going to hit one tonight. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. About letter high, right where he likes it. That was a no-doubter. 109 miles an hour off the bat. And the Braves trail once again 2-1. Pete Alonso, your batter. First pitch on the way. Sweeper up top. Misses well wide of the plate. 1-0. Second home run of the night given up by the Fountain of Youth. The sweeper misses outside wide, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Four-seam fastball fisted back, 2-1. Mets 2, Braves 1, bottom of the fourth, nobody out. The pitch. Inside, that got him. So starts the fourth inning off with a home run. And now a hit by pitch. Walt Weiss is checking upstairs to see if it actually got him. Looked like it just skimmed his arm. Baldwin's out there to talk to him. Jeff McNeil, the batter. He's got to be careful here. This is where the game could get away from him. McNeil 0 for 1 on the day. Struck out swinging his first time. That's the only strikeout Fuentes has had so far. So everybody will go back to their positions. Braves trail 2-1 after the solo shot by Juan Soto. First pitch, showing bunt. Sweeper down and away. Pulls back in time, it's 1-0. And I would love to see him bunt here, give up an out. That's got to be just to show me. I can't imagine he's actually bunting. The 1-0. Swing, slices it towards left field. And that ball's down for a base hit. It's going to get to the wall, and they are going to have runners on second and third and nobody out. After a solo shot, he's given up a hit by pitch and now a double. And Fuentes is on the ropes. Got weight. I mean, that pitch was right down Main Street. You can't do that to a major league hitter. He's lucky that's all that ball went to. The Rat with the double. Polar Bear standing at third. And there's nobody out. But with his lack of ability to strike out, you got to play the infield back. It's pretty much halfway right now as the first pitch to Marte is a sweeper. Outside wide, it's 1-0. He's got good velocity. He just doesn't have that swing and miss stuff that you need on the major league level quite yet. The 1-0. Swing, hammers it. Center field, drifting back, making the catch. And that'll be the third run of the game for the Mets. And runner at second, McNeil, will move up to third. And it's 3-1 Metropolitans. Still only one out. The Braves will move the infield in now because with nobody else on, there's not a lot of risk. Brett Beatty will be the batter. Mauricio, who took him yard, is standing on deck. So nowhere to run, nowhere to hide for the rookie. First pitch on the way is a swing and a miss by Beatty. Righty-lefty matchup, sweeper in the dirt. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing, chops it back foul, 0-2. Phillies and Astros are just underway. They are in the first inning, 0-0. The 0-2. Swing, hits it through the hole, and that'll be another base hit, another run, and the Mets lead it 4-1. So Didier Fuentes, who has coughed up 4 runs, 2 via the solo home run variety. He's getting hit pretty hard here. Second time through the order. A double play could get him out of the inning. Beatty leaning off of first. Mauricio the batter. First pitch. Sweeper down and away. 1-0. Mauricio, his first time up, drilled a pitch over the right field wall to make it 1-0 New York. Fuentes flips it over to first. Beatty back in plenty of time. Taps the bag. By the way, we are going to dodge the bullet. I told you I was going to be paying attention to the pitching rotation of the Phillies. Is the 1-0. 94 off the plate. 2-0. Zach Wheeler is going to pitch tonight, which means he won't be back through the rotation until early next week. We'll dodge him in Atlanta, which I don't care, but when anybody says that's a victory. The 2-0. Swing and a miss, 2-1. And we've hit him pretty well this year, but typically he just goes out and shoves. And they may be doing that intentionally because they don't want us to see him too often on the off possibility that we make the playoffs and we run into him again. The 2-1. Swing, rips it into right field, down for a base hit. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Still just the 1 out. You'd think Kranitz would have already came out there by now. When you got a rookie on the ropes, man, he's just now getting on the horn to the bullpen coach out there. He's now going to come out there and talk to him. So they're now just starting to get someone loose. He's just out there to buy time at this point. He's only thrown 16 pitches in this inning, but they've all been getting drilled. We mentioned it last Friday. He just looks like, I don't think he's a kid that looks like he's ready for that next. I mean, he's only 20 years old. I guess they just wanted to see what he had, but and the injury to Chris Sale really, I mean, you think about it. This would be Spencer Strider pitching night because Chris Sale would have pitched last night. But I just don't want them to leave him up here so long that they ruin his development, ruin his confidence. Sanger is the batter, the number 9 hitter. First pitch is a sweeper well off the plate. It's 1-0. You almost got to figure, I would think it's going to be Aaron Bummer because you got Lindor, Nimmo, and Soto standing on in the weight. The 1-0. Swing, pops it up. Will it stay in play to save him? Nope, it's going to drift back foul, 1-1. He could have really used it out there. Got to keep this game within reach, though. We've seen the Braves come back from these little deficits before against the Mets these last couple of weeks, but the 1-1 swing, that ball's ripped through the hole, through for a base hit. They're going to go station to station, and why not? The bases are loaded. There's only 1 out, and Francisco Lindor is coming to the plate. Hard hit ball right through the hole between the 5-6 spot. If he was having a little more lady luck, it would have went to Riley and we would have gotten the double play, but it was hammered past Riley. And Sticker's finally going to come out there. Hopefully, I'm going to assume it's Bummer. They haven't shown him yet, but he's got to be coming out. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
So somebody asked, what do you call this part of the bread? And some people said, oh, well, we call it the heel. Somebody commented, oh, we call it the butt. Somebody else commented. Somebody else commented. And somebody else commented and said, I call it the hole. Because everybody touch it, but nobody want it.
You don't put your hands on people. Tell him you're sorry. Hey, James. He said he's on speakerphone and his parents are listening. So? Just say... My dad wanted me to call you and say... I'm sorry. He's sorry. You're sorry. And you're sorry. What the f***? Now you got him cursing. Are you stupid? He thinks you're stupid. You're really not that smart. He's still insulting your intelligence. I hope you know you're in trouble. And he just threatened you. Call the police.
Got my haircut the next day. I didn't want to sit out games because of that.
The hair has been trimmed at least a good 1/8 of an inch.
more importantly, the hair was cut.
That was a mess. You learn a lot of things about what not to do. Donnie, there's not a mean bone in his body, but don't push him up against the wall. He's got a lot of backbone and great passion, but it didn't need to be that.
Even through his injuries and the tough times, the Yankees did extend Don Mattingly an honor as they searched for stability in the spring of 1991, naming him team captain. The move actually came at a pivotal time. With the club committing to rebuild and develop young players from the minor leagues, Donnie Baseball would be a constant set to influence a new generation of Yankees.
Young players kind of start looking for people that they can relate to, whether it's their demeanor during the game, the way that they go about practice and their work ethic doing their drills. And for me, Don was that guy that I always looked up to.
Shut up in here, I'm trying to sleep. One of you turds is about to get smacked in the mouth if you don't keep it down.
Well, here we go. It will be Aaron Bummer, bringing him on to hopefully induce a double play. It also flips Lindor over to the right side. He's a much better left-handed hitter, but he's still formidable from the right. First pitch on the way. Curveball banged on the ground. It's 0-1. Braves trail 4-1. That'll be it for Didier Fuentes. We'll wait for the end of the inning, as he's still responsible for all three men on base. The 0-1, swing and a miss curveball. It's 0-2. 0-2 count. Pitch, swing, lifts it to left field. That should be another run. It will be. Runner come home. Tagging up, scoring, making it 5-1 Metropolitans here in the bottom of the fourth. Another run given up by Fuentes. It'll spike his ERA right now to, wait for it to update, 9.72. Lefty-lefty matchup now. Brandon Nimmo, runners on first and second. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss at the sweeper. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Bummer comes set, brings it. Right there, sweeper. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Runners on the corners, I should say. I think I said first and second. I meant on the corners. The 0-2. Swing, rips it up the middle. That'll be another run. 6-1 your score. Here in the bottom of the fourth, and they keep the line moving. It'll be first and second and 2 outs now. And Juan Soto coming to the plate. That'll spike Fuentes' ERA now to 10.80. 2 on, 2 out. Soto, who's already clubbed 1 home run. First pitch on the way, 91 up top. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Inside sinker misses. 1-1. 1-1 count. Lefty-lefty matchup. The pitch. Swing, chops it foul. 1-2. Aaron Bummer coming in, try to put out the fire. Once again, I just hope this Fuentes kid doesn't get destroyed mentally by this. The 1-2 turns around. Heads back towards second. Singer back in plenty of time. Mets lead it 6-1. Here's the pitch. Swing. Dribbles it over to first, but it's just going to roll foul. Olsen couldn't get to it before it rolled into foul territory well before the first base bag. Soto, who hit his 18th home run of the year and grabbed his 44th RBI. OPS is up to 887 now. The 1-2 from Bummer. Brings it. Swing, chops it foul, will do it again. Lefty, lefty, the 1-2. Caught looking strike three. Punched it on the inner track, and that'll end the inning. But out for the New York Mets, put 5 on the board. We'll be back in a flash. Braves trail by 5, but still a long way to go. And that Mets bullpen looming.
Hey, Dad. Yeah. You got 2 options. A, be quarantined with Mom. B. Or B. B. I didn't even say B.
I don't give a about the WNBA. About none of them. None of them.
You wouldn't go to an Angel Reese game?
No.
I think that would be dope.
I wouldn't. I don't want to watch a bunch of doing nothing. I like volleyball hoes in them little bitty shorts. I like them baseball fine in the mother. But them long, tall-legged with them long arms, man, them look like Lou Alcindor.
Well, I want more than anything else in this entire world. Yes. Crack. Oh. I thought you were going to say pizza or no. Buffalo wings. No. You want crack? Yeah, crack cocaine. Now, I've never had crack. Dude, you are going to love it.
There was a bond that fortified that admiration when Mattingly took an active role in helping Bernie Williams adjust to major league life.
I was kind of hazed by some of the older guys, and I was very sensitive and very emotional.
They used to call him Bambi, and they'd make fun of him. And he had those Coke bottle glasses, and he was very skinny.
He was kind of getting bullied a little bit. Bernie was quiet, and he made mistakes on the field, like everybody does.
He's on the ground as the ball's off the wall.
Donnie didn't like hazing. He didn't like that. You're in the clubhouse. You're part of this team.
Mattingly shut it down, and it just stopped because Mattingly wouldn't allow it.
He actually had to step in and say, hey, leave the guy alone. And then he took me on the back of the bus, and he said to me, hey, you're a good player. You have the potential to be a better player than you are right now, but these are the things that you have to do.
Just talking about how good he was. Can't let anybody tell you that you can't play, and that was it.
To me, that was one of the pivotal times in my career where I could look back and say, you know, that conversation with him took me to the next level.
Your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. First pitch to Nick Allen was right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Allen grounded out his first time up. The 0-1 chops it over to third. 5-3 put out. 2 pitches, 1 out. Braves trail 6-1. Majority of the damage was done in the bottom of the 4th inning, as Didier Fuentes was ran out of the ball game. His final line, 3 innings and a third, 6 earned runs, just 1 strikeout and 8 hits. 2 home runs served. First pitch to Ronald Acuna Jr. It's a strike right across the chest. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Change up down below the knees. 1-1. Ronnie 0 for 1 on the day. He did walk his last time up. Clay Holmes, 76 pitches into the night. The pitch, high and out of the zone, 2-1. Pretty high pitch count from where he is in the ball game. the Braves could have a decently long inning, they could possibly make it his last. The 2-1, inside 3-1. That sinker, he's been missing that a lot. Three-1 to Acuna. The infield is back and to the left. Pitch on the way. Swing! That ball sizzled back foul. Full count. The 3-2. Payoff. Swing. Hammers it down the right field line, but foul. Payoff pitch, swing, just got a piece of it. It dribbles to the backstop. If he had missed that pitch, he'd be standing at first because that ball died to the back of the backstop. He would have never gotten him. The 3-2, outside wide ball 4. So Ronald Acuna Jr. draws another walk, heads on down to first, and that's one good way to get things going.
Bravo! Bravo.
Yankees have taken a 4-1 lead over the Reds. They're in the 5th in Cincinnati. And Houston has a 1-0 lead over Philly. First pitch to Olsen is high and out of the zone. About eyeball height. It's 1-0. The 1-0. 94. Sinker on the inner track. 1-1. Earlier today, the Diamondbacks fell to the White Sox, so that's good news for the Braves. Yankees lead the Reds. That's good news. 1-1. Swing, fouls it back. 1-2. Phillies trailed the Astros, though it's just in the second inning, but that's good news. Nationals lost. Padres won. Kind of a draw there. Milwaukee won, so that's not good news. The 1-2. Down and in 2-2. 2-2 count. Cubs lead the Cardinals 5-0 in the 4th. Good news out of St. Louis, Missouri. Other games in your out-of-town scoreboard, we'll hit them in order here in a second. The 2-2. Swing, just bangs it back foul. Got a piece of it to stay alive. We'll do it again. On deck is Ozuna, Riley in the hole. Texas lead the Orioles in Baltimore, Maryland 7-0 in the 8th. A's 3-0 over the Tigers in Detroit, Michigan. As the 2-2, ball gets away, but not quite far enough away to risk getting thrown out at second, trailing by 5, so Acuna stays put. In Cleveland, Ohio, the Jays and the Guardians are tied at 4 in the 7th. Cincinnati, Ohio, Yankees lead the Reds 4-1 in the 5th. The payoff to Olsen. Swing, that ball's hit. Hard into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. And they're going to throw it up to second, but Acuna will be there in time. And we've got runners on first and second. And 1 out, and maybe something cooking here in the 5th inning.
This is not watered down. This is Ice House. Ice House. Smooth as it gets.
Hit that ball right on the screws, and they were playing him so far back, McNeil had no chance to get to that one. If they were playing Michael Harris type depth, they're probably going to make that catch. Quick powwow on the mound with Hefner, the pitching coach. Sorry, Krant as Jeremy Hefner. I always want to call him Jerry. Jeremy Hefner, the pitching coach for the New York Mets. Mariners and Twins are scoreless in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The Rays and Royals. Tampa Bay leads Kansas City in Kansas City, Missouri, 3-0, heading to the 5th. Marcell Ozuna takes the first pitch, sinker down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. It's 1-0. Cubs 5-0 over the Cardinals in St. Louis, Missouri in the 4th. And once again, the Phillies trail the Astros by 1 in Houston, Texas. They're heading to the bottom of the 2nd. The 1-0 swing, chops it. It's going to be a slow roller, slow developing play. He's going to have to wait for the runner to go by, and it's going to be a 5-3 put out, 2 down. Ozuna, basically it worked like a swinging bunt. Olsen and Acuna had plenty of time to get to their bases, but with Ozuna's lack of speed, it was an easy out for Beatty. So that'll leave it up to Austin Riley. First pitch, 95-mile-an-hour sinker right there above the knees on the inner track. It's on 1. A single would cut this to a 3-run lead. Really feel like you're putting some life back into the team. The 0-1. Slider. Outer edge, he gave the strike. Riley didn't like it. Can't say I blame him. It's 0-2. Angels beat the Red Sox in Los Angeles, Anaheim, 5-2 earlier today. The 0-2. Swing, pops it back foul. We'll do it again. Padres at home in San Diego, California, took out the Nationals 1-0. The Brewers beat the Pirates. That's your out-of-town scoreboard. The 0-2. Swing, bangs it foul again. We'll do it again. Holmes, by the way, is at 95 pitches, so they'll be going to the bullpen in the 6th inning. Maybe sooner if Riley can come through. The 0-2. Swing, dribbles it up the middle. Good play by Lindor, and he'll get Riley by about a half step. Man, Riley was busting it down the line. He almost beat that out. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
I started drinking at 6 a.m. We're here now. I don't know what time it is, but I'm rolling deep, and those cars are going real fast and real left, son. They're going fast and left.
I don't like to brag about the expensive places I've been, but night before last, I went to the grocery store.
Nope, I don't want to hear it. I know what you're doing. This woman, the whole entire time we have been home, has been eyeing my sandwich. You said no twice in the drive-thru. She said no twice. I pull up and I'm like, hey, I'll take a chicken sandwich, babe. What do you want? And then you're like, oh, I'm not hungry. Even though we got done with the gym. And then I'm like, okay, honey, are you sure? Yeah, I'm not hungry. So we pull forward. And then I go, honey, are you sure you don't want anything to eat? Chuck, I'm not hungry. I was like, okay, fine. We get home and this woman won't stop staring at my food.
Emerging young players like Williams were a positive sign for the Yankees, but they were surrounded by a culture of losing that had taken hold.
If you think of a Western where the sheriff comes to town to clean it up, the first act was before it needed to get better, it needed to stop being worse.
Buck Showalter, he deserves to be in the middle of the Yankee picture because he's done a great job as the youngest manager in baseball.
16 years in the Yankee organization as a player, minor league manager where he had a lot of success.
Buck became the manager in the '92 season, and he really worked on exterminating certain negative influences in the clubhouse, and he knew he had the light traveler in Mattingly.
To me, it irritates me when guys aren't ready to play. They come out and they don't feel like playing one way or the other. And to me, that's wrong. If you don't feel like playing, then get out of the lineup or do something.
Mattingly and Buck Showalter, they weeded out the people in the clubhouse in terms of who was going to be in place going forward.
You're in Braves country.
Your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. First pitch is a curveball. Inside to Pete Alonso. It's 1-0. The 1-0. 4 seam at the knees, 1-1. Lefty-righty matchup, Aaron Bummer back out there. The 1-1. Swing, swats it back foul, 1-2. 1-2 count. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Good pitch by Bummer. 1 away. One down. Jeff McNeil, the batter. First pitch on the way is sliced into left field. That's down for a base hit. And it's a 1-out single for the Mets. Which will bring Starlin Marte to the plate. Still runs pretty well, but the double play will be in order. Infield back into the left at double play depth. First pitch, 92 inside. 1-0. Even if the Braves can't come back and win this, you'd like to see them put a scare into them and make them use the back end of that bullpen. They used quite a bit the bullpen in this series and in the Philadelphia series. 1-0. Swing, foul. Just got a piece of it, 1-1. 1-1 count. The 1-1 banged on the ground to Allen, to Ozzie, to Olsen. Just missed the double play. Slow developing play because the ball was hit hard into the hole. Allen did a great job of relaying it to Ozzie, and Ozzie did a fantastic job of spinning and flipping that to first as quick as he could. Marte still has a little juice left in those legs, even though you don't see him play outfield much anymore. He got it by about a quarter step. But there are 2 down. Tomorrow night, I really do like our chances in that game, even if the Braves can't come back and win this one. There's still a long way to go in this one. But Grant Holmes versus Griffin Canning. Canning's been getting hit hard recently. And I always felt like that they were doing a little smoke and mirrors with Griffin Canning on the mound because he started out great this year, and a lot of Braves fans killed the Braves for releasing him. But Canning wasn't going up against tough competition. First pitch on the way to Beatty is sawed off foul down the third base line. It's 0-1. I think it hit the third base coach. Yeah, it did. It shot off of his foot. He pointed at Beatty like, you old so-and-so. Lefty-lefty matchup, the 0-1. Swing, hammers that up the middle for a base hit. And the Mets have first and second, 2 outs. Ball was ripped right up the middle. Allen almost got to it, but was just a touch behind. Two on, 2 out. 106 miles an hour off the bat, man. He was on that one. Mauricio, the batter. From the left side, he hit a home run earlier today. And another knock. He is 2 for 2 on the day. First pitch is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. He's raised his batting average to 214 with those 2 hits. He's been below the Mendoza going in. The 1-0. Bang foul down the line. 1-1. Well, 1-1 count. The pitch. Swing, hammered it over to third. Riley's got it, jumps to his feet, flips it over to first, and that'll end the inning. Braves keep him off the board. We'll go grab the bats. Drake Baldwin leads us off when we return here in Braves country.
Did you know if you're over 50 years old, you can give yourself a prostate exam in the privacy of your own home? That's right. You can stay on top of that, right? You don't have to there's no embarrassing moments. You don't have to wear that stupid little gown in the hospital, right? You can just do it yourself at home. See, you're thinking about it. That's how I know you're gay.
Well, what happened was that second game, we got our ass kicked. Or the second half, we just got our ass totally kicked. We couldn't do diddly poo offensively. We couldn't make a first down. We couldn't run the ball. We didn't try to run the ball. We couldn't complete a pass. We sucked. The second half, we sucked.
A homeless man just roasted me. I went to go to the library to return some books that are overdue, and this homeless man is sleeping in front of the library door. I felt sorry, but I was like, I still got to return these books. I'm thinking he's asleep under all the covers and stuff, but his head is out, and I'm dropping the books in the slot, and then all I hear is, boy, I ain't gonna lie, I thought your ass was Dave Chappelle. Nah, I'm just like laughing, whatever. And he like, nah, you talking about, you know the one I'm talking about when he got the brown coat? And then I thought about it. I was like, you talking about Tyrone Biggums?
We got better by who we subtracted as much as who we added. It was one of those things where we're not where we've been, we're not where we're gonna be, but we're on our way. So we shut up and worked and surround ourselves with players that kind of fit who we were, who we had to be, and it started with Donnie.
Buck was instrumental in the change. Buck knew what it took in the locker room. I remember he said, I got to find guys that it bothers them when we lose. He was definitely instrumental for me putting things on track. And those are some of the most fun teams I played on.
That 92 team, that begins cleanup. By 93, they get much better, and now they're off and running.
You're in Braves country.
Oh, it really grinds my gears? Give me this restaurant. Is it Ruth's? Is it Chris? Is Ruth's Chris' mom? What is going on?
Braves trail by 5. We head to the top of the 6th. The straw that stirs the drink. Drake Baldwin comes to the plate. They'll bring Waddell, the left-hander, in. First pitch on the way is a 91-mile-an-hour sinker. In off the plate, it's 1-0. The 1-0. Inside, 2-0. You'll have Drake, Ozzie, and Doogie do up there. You would think with the left-hander, they'll probably bring in Eli. The 2-0. Outside, wide ball, 3-0. 3-0 count to Baldwin. Infield is back and to the right. Top of the 6th inning. The pitch on the way. 90 right at the knees, taken all the way. Good take by Baldwin, 3-1. The 3-1. Inside, ball 4. So the Drake gets it going again. We'll head on down to first. 1 on, nobody out to start the 6th inning.
You don't like the Drake?
I love the Drake.
How could you not like the Drake?
Who's the Drake?
The Drake is good.
Ozzie Albies, your batter, lefty-righty. Swings at the first pitch, down and out of the zone. It's 0-1, bangs it on the ground. The 0-1. Swing, pops it up. Lazy fly ball to left field, easy out. 1 down. One down. They're going to leave Verdugo in. All right. I don't see the advantage of this, but whatever, dude. First pitch on the way, lefty. Inside misses, it's 1-0. Verdugo, 0 for 2, batting .242. The 1-0. Down below the knees, low strike. It's 1-1. Very low strike, well below the zone. One count. Misses. Wide of the zone, 2-1. Really hasn't been that consistent hitting the zone the entire inning. Ozzie bailed him out by swinging at a couple of pitches that were out of the zone, and the one strike to Verdugo was not in the zone. That one is a 2-1 sinker on the outer edge, evens up the count 2-2. Two count. Swing, hits it up the middle. Should be an easy play for Lindor. He fires it over to first, and the slow-footed Verdugo, he is out as well. It's a double play will end the inning. Tell you what, you dang sure don't double up Eli on that. We'll be back in a flash. Braves trail 6-1.
Hey, I checked my checking account this morning, and I got $55.74. I don't know if any of y'all want to match me and see what we could do with TikTok if y'all want to buy it. It doesn't look like many of y'all are going to be able to match me. One person said he had $12. I mean, we could figure something out.
What's the fattest thing you ever did?
When I was 10 years old, my granddad decided to hog the last piece of sweet potato pie from Thanksgiving. So I had to concoct a grandmaster scheme. That night, I went to the refrigerator, and I took that pie tin and moved it all the way to the edge of the refrigerator. And the next morning, my granddad decided to go in there and have that pie that I couldn't eat. And when you opened the refrigerator door, it fell over the floor. It went all over the floor. Because at the end of the day, if I couldn't have that pie, wasn't nobody going to have it.
Can someone point me in the right direction of finding the that thought it would be a good idea to put football stadium lights on the front of their Dodge truck? I'd like to talk to that.
I remember, I think it was 1986 or 87, and I was notorious for being a slow starter. I was happy if I was hitting 210 at the end of April. Well, I don't think Donnie was that happy. You know, we were struggling so bad, and I was talking to him during batting practice a little bit, and I said, you know, you might be the only player in the league worse than me right now. We were both hitting like 188. I said, let's go ahead and have a few beers tonight. So we went out and had a few beers. Well, a few beers lasted a little longer than a few beers, and we probably got home at 2:30 in the morning, 1 o'clock game the next day. And I wasn't feeling all that chipper. And I remember the Yankees came up first, and I was playing first base then. And Donnie got a base hit his first at bat. He gets on first base, and we're kind of sharing a chuckle. He said, I feel like shit. How do you? I feel like shit too, you know? And then I come up in the bottom of the first, and I get a base hit. Now we're all laughing, you know? And I didn't get close to a lot of other players. I really did, but I did it with Don Mattingly.
Like and subscribe today. Braves Country Radio. Braves Country Baseball. Hayden Sanger, who's 1 for 2 with the single in the fourth, stands in. First pitch on the way from Bummer is a sinker right there on the edge. It's 0-1. Braves trail by 5. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Bummer back out there for another inning of work. The 0-1. Outside wide, 1-1. 1-1 count. Swing hit hard on the ground. Right at Austin Riley, though. He'll flip it to first. And it's 5-3 in your scorecard, 1 down. Same two teams back at it one more time this week, tomorrow night. 7:10 first pitch, Grant Holmes versus Griffin Canning. Sounds like the Mets are about a couple weeks away from getting Kodai Senga back from the IL. First pitch on the way is a swing and miss at the sinker to Lindor, who's flipped to the right side again. It's 0-1. Interesting part of that is, so they were expecting Sean Manaea to be back very soon. That's not going to be the case. The 0-1. Down and in, curveball. Misses. Held up, 1-1. He has something called floating bodies in his throwing arm. And there was a big debate this morning on a couple of different outlets on how long he would be out. But the short of it is the 1-1. Inside, did he go around? Looked like he might have. They checked down the line. First base umpire John Trupane says he did not. 2-1. It sounds like he's at least out till the middle of August, and probably much later than that if he comes back at all. The 2-1. Swing. Leaping catch over at third base. Line drive, and Austin Riley at the top of his jump snares it for out number 2. Good play by Austin. I got cat on a hot tin roof, man. He leaped up there and got that sucker. 2 down. First pitch on the way is a sweeper to Nimmo. They check down the line to third base umpire Adam Homari. 1-0. Lefty-lefty matchup. So the short of it is that the Mets is the 1-0. Sweeper right down there. Across the zone. 1-1. They're probably going to be buyers at the deadline for starting pitching, because I don't see how. Is the 1-1. Swing, chops it over to second. Ozzie has it. Flips it to Olsen. That'll end the inning. We'll finish that thought when we come back. We head to the 7th, trailing by 5, still hanging around. And that Mets bullpen still has to go out there.
Pepsi?
We only have Coke.
I'll take a gram.
You know, the key to a happy marriage is simple communication. So the next time your wife is upset with you, giving you the silent treatment, and you can't quite figure out why, simply grab her some coloring books, set them down next to her, and let her know that she's acting like a child because she can't use her big girl words to tell you what's really going on. She'll clearly understand that you're correct and draw you a pretty picture. Write that down.
You should leave him immediately. Not because he's a Texas fan. You should leave him because he deserves better. Most men don't care about much of anything in this world. I care about my mom. I care about my girlfriend. I care about my football team and my friends, I guess. We just don't care about much. Like, we like TV shows and we like video games, but we'll adjust. But our football, he probably loves that football team as much as he loves you. That man has probably loved that football team for as long as he's been a fan of anything. You came along a lot later. That's gross behavior. And that man deserves so much better, even if his team did lose.
When they signed Wade Boggs over here, everyone was saying, this is going to be a disaster. Don Mattingly, Wade Boggs on the same team.
That was good back page reading because the Boston fans said that Don Mattingly and myself won't get along, that we'll be fighting in the clubhouse.
Well, lo and behold, we get to spring training, and the first thing that happens when the writers are allowed back on the minor league fields, there's Don Mattingly and Wade Boggs in the outfield together. And I remember smiling and I say, Donnie did this. This is going to work.
At the start of 1993, the Yankees had a revamped roster, a new manager, and for the first time in years, real promise. But while the club's results were trending upwards, Don Mattingly's bad back and other nagging injuries had sapped him of his production, leading to speculation the end for Donnie baseball might be near.
Welcome back. We head to the top of the 7th. Jose Butto coming in, the right-hander, to face Michael Harris II to lead us off. First pitch is a 95-mile-an-hour fastball up and high out of the zone, and it's a swing and a miss. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing. Hits it over to short. 6-3 put out. Easy out once again. One down. One down. You do wonder how much longer they're going to go with Michael Harris at center field. There's got to come a point where you have to reset him in the minor leagues and figure out whatever's wrong with his swing, you got to fix it. As much as I love to watch him play defensive center field, he is an automatic out. And doesn't even work the counts anymore. I mean, he tries to get in and out of his at bat as quick as possible. First pitch on the way to Nick Allen is swung on and chopped through the infield. That's through for a base hit. And Little Nicky with another base hit. And that'll bring Ronald Acuna Jr. to the plate. I'm going to try to set this again. That thing is way behind.
What's going on? Blood pressure's coming up. The pulse is getting stronger.
Wrong button.
Hitting? Not about muscle. Simple physics.
Ronald Acuna Jr. comes to the plate.
To the trajectory T, in which G, gravity, of course, remains a constant. It's not complicated.
First pitch on the way is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. The 0-1. 96 misses high. So a 1-1 count. Top of the seventh. Runner at first, one out. The pitch. Check swing, fouls it into the first base dugout, 1-2. Tried to hold up on that, but the bat had just smacked the ball going by. Infield back into the left. Huge hole on the right side. If he chops it through there, you'll have runners on the corners. 1-2 to Acuna. Swing and a miss, strike three. 97 miles an hour. Blew it up top. 2 down. 1 on, 2 outs, and Matt Olson will be your batter. Braves trail by 5. Nick Allen standing at first. One swing could put a scare into the Mets. First pitch, swing and a miss. 96 mile an hour fastball, about letter high. It's 0-1. Houston leads Philadelphia 1-0. They're in the fourth. The 0-1 to Olson. Down and in, changeup misses, 1-1. One count. Olson walked and singled earlier. He's 1 for 2. The pitch, swing, pops it up. If it stays in play, it's going to be an out, but I think it's going to drift. It will drift into the stands. 1-2. One-two count. Budo looks in. Steps off the rubber for a second. The 1-2. Outside wide, changeup misses, 2-2. Two count. Budo. Swing. Fouls it off. We'll do it again. That slider was down in just on the inner part. Really jammed it. He was able to fight it off. Good swing by Olson to stay alive. The 2-2. Comes set. Outside wide, full count. Standing on deck is Marcell Ozuna. You think he's going to get something to hit here because you don't want to start putting freebies all over the place and then one swing get you right back into it. So you'd think he would get something here, but the payoff pitch, runner goes. Swing and a miss, strike three. Slider inside track. Tied him up, and that'll end the inning. It's time to stand up and stretch, Braves country. Bottom of the seventh we go.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. A one, a two, a three. Me out to the ball game. Me out to the night. Find me something of Cracker Jack.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way is a cutter to Juan Soto from Austin Cox. Misses outside wide. It's 1-0. Rookie on to get some work in. The 1-0. Cutter right there. 88. 1-1. He's looked pretty good so far. I think he's far from polished and ready to roll, but he's looked pretty decent, especially for a front end guy, a guy who's just going to eat some innings. He's got a problem with his pitch comm device. Looking at the other good news, I was looking at that Phillies series. They haven't announced their starters, but you can kind of figure it out if you're looking through it. And first of all, Zach Wheeler's pitching tonight, which means he won't pitch this weekend against the Braves. And Christopher Sanchez is due to pitch tomorrow. So if you look at that, that's pretty good news there, because Christopher Sanchez has pitched just really well. Juan Soto digs back in, the 1-1. Curveball right there on the outer edge. Misses the plate. 2-1. 2-1 count. If you go backwards and figure out who they've had pitch, it's a 2-1. Down and away, 3-1. It looks like it would be Mick Abel, Luzardo, and then Ranger Suarez. So the rookie, who's a right-hander, and two lefties. Ranger Suarez has always pitched just pretty well. Luzardo, we saw him quite a bit in Miami. Good Lord, 3-1. That ball's hammered. She is gone. Michael Harris tried to rob it over the wall. He gave it his best try, but it's 2 home runs for Juan Soto, and the Mets lead at 7-1. He went to the top of his jump. When you see Harris go up for one, you almost are in shock when he doesn't come down with one. But it just got past the reach of his glove, and the Mets have taken a 6-run lead. That pitch got way too much of the plate. Kaboom!
Man, that ball got out of here in a hurry. Anything travels that far, I'd have a damn stewardess on it, don't you think?
First pitch on the way to Pete Alonso is a cutter. Called for a ball, but it hit the zone on the outer edge. The 1-0. 91. I mean, what in the hell is he doing? Second pitch again. Hit the zone. Both pitches well in the zone. 2-0. 2-0 count. Down and in 3-0. Man, they just showed the replay on the New York test. Michael got unbelievable air. Still couldn't come down with it. The 3-0, that pitch is the exact same spot on my camera. They've got the circles up there inside the dots, and all 3 of them are overlying each other. That one's called for a strike. The 3-1. Swing hammered down the left field line, but foul. Full count. So that would be my guess. We're going to get Mick Abel, the right-handed rookie, on Friday against Bryce Elder. So this is the 3-2. Caught looking, strike 3. Got the four-seam fastball. Backwards K in your scorecard, 1 away. It's got to be one of the more difficult strikeouts here because you just struck out Pete Alonso with 5 strikes in the zone. You only got 3 of them called. Jeff McNeil, the batter. Swing and a miss at the first pitch. It's a cutter. It's 0-1. Austin Cox came in before this game. He made an appearance as the 0-1 misses outside 1-1. His stuff looked pretty darn good. I mean, for a reliever, especially a kid with very little experience. As the 1-1's fouled back. 1-2. He did pitch for Kansas City in 23. 35 innings there, but that's it as far as his major league experience. Went to college in Mercer. He's from Macon, Georgia, the 1-2. Chopped over to second. Ozzy's got it, flips it to first, and that'll end the inning. But not before Juan Soto puts another one on the board. He hit his 19th home run of the year, second tonight. We'll be back in a flash. Grab the stick, see if we can make this game interesting.
You guys keep saying, go to Red Note. Okay, I go to Red Note. I don't know what the is happening, but I understand that I have to put my phone number in. So I put my phone number in. I'm not stupid. It's okay, we got to send you a code. I say, okay, send me the code. It sends me the code. I got the code. I put the code in. It says, that's the wrong code. No, it's not. Okay, let's try this again. Resend the code. After about 10 motherfucking times, I start throwing We have a casualty. Red Note owes me a phone. I take no responsibility for my temper tantrums. And so what you can do is you can follow me on Instagram, or you can kindly off. And I'll miss you because I love you. But off. Because I ain't boycotting nothing. I don't got the energy to be boycotting it. I'm 31 years old. And as a matter of fact, why can't they call it a girl caught? I'm offended. Triggered.
Earlier this year, the New York press said, can't do it anymore. Let's get rid of him, which was a little bit of an insult for a guy who's contributed so much.
It's awful, because I know how he took it. I remember he came in one time. I was taking a lot of grief from the media about him hitting fifth. He came in one day and said, Buck, listen, why don't you drop me down?
Yeah, I remember telling him, I'm like, man, I'm killing this. You know, you can get me out of there. Don't be afraid. You're not going to hurt my feelings. You got one to win.
I got up and closed the door. Just my way of telling him. I said, are you telling me who to bat and what batting order to use? Well, no, I'm just telling you, take some. I said, no, I'll decide where you're going to hit.
Mattingly would make good on Showalter's decision with the lineup, bouncing back by midseason and helping to lead the Yankees to a second-place finish in 1993. Then in 94, the Bombers looked primed for a postseason run, taking over sole possession of first place on the 1st of May and expanding on their lead from there. At long last, it looked like Donnie Baseball was going to play in October.
They say defense wins championships. Who would you say is the best defensive player in baseball history?
On this date in 1888, Kansas City third baseman Jumbo Davis makes 5 errors in the team's 10-3 loss to St. Louis at Sportsman's Park. The 26-year-old Cowboys infielder will commit 100 errors in 628 chances, finishing the season with an .841 fielding percentage of the American Association Club. On this date in 1903 at Boston's South End grounds, Bean-Eater hurler Wiley Piott loses both ends of a doubleheader to the Cardinals of St. Louis 1-0 and 5-3. The 28-year-old southpaw, known as Iron Man to his teammates, goes the distance in both games. And on this date in 1996, Mark McGwire hits his 300th home run off Tiger hurler Omar Olivares in the A's 10-8 loss to Detroit at Oakland Coliseum. The 32-year-old first baseman will finish his 16-year career with 583 homers, a total tainted by his use of PEDs. And that's your Braves Country Radio on this date in baseball history. Find us on YouTube and Facebook today. Welcome back. Ryan Stanek set to face Marcell Ozuna as we start the top of the 8th inning. First pitch on the way is a fastball right down Main Street. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. The 0-1. Swing. Fouls it back. It's 0-2. Ozuna, Riley, and Drake due up in this inning. If anybody gets aboard, it would be Ozzie and then Doogie. The 0-2. Down and away, 1-2. One-two count, 7-1 your score, top of the 8th. Braves have already at least clinched a split of this series, as the 1-2's in the dirt, 2-2. If we can't come back tonight, we have a chance to win the series outright tomorrow night with Grant Holmes on the hill. The 2-2, swing, lifts it high and deep into right field, going back, making the catch at the wall, banging into the wall a bit as Juan Soto, one away. He appears to be all right. Gave it a ride, but it ran out of gas about 20 feet from the wall. First pitch on the way to Austin Riley is a slider, down and in for a strike, 0-1. Riley 0 for 3. Really hasn't done much in this series. Batting average dropping to 272. The 0-1. Slider at the knees. 0-2. 0-2 count. Stanek brings it. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 0 for 4. Riley heads to the bench. 2 down. He's pulling everything, and when Riley's doing that, he's not on his game. He struck out looking in the first, struck out swinging there, but then his other 2 outs, they were both grounders to the left side of the infield. And even on that swing, when you watch it, he's opening up to the left side. And he's really hammering the ball. He's staying straight up the middle and smacking it to right center and left center. First pitch to Baldwin misses. It's 1-0. 1-0. Swing and a miss, 98. 1-1. 1-1 count. The pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2, 98. Braves trail by 6, top of the 8th. The 1-2, down and in. Do you go around? He did not. 2-2. The 2-2, 99 misses high and wide, 3-2. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the fastball right down the pipe, and that'll end the inning. Braves go down in order. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Trailing by 6, Mets will grab the sticks.
It's a word you pronounced incorrectly one time, and it still haunts you to this day. I'll go first. Stalamate.
Whore's divorce?
Embassy suits.
Paradigm. Why does it have a f***ing G?
Saranwap.
Esophagus.
Listen, we were drunken scumbags way before the two of you decided to move into your green and green house.
Okay, but our green and green was built way before you guys got here.
It's not my fault you didn't do your homework before descending on the neighborhood like jackals.
What's your deal, man?
My deal is that I know your deal, okay? You want to pretend like you're these enlightened, progressive, open-minded people, but you're not. You're just trying to look the part. Like your dog. I'm sure you tell people that's a rescue, yeah?
Lavender is a rescue.
What castle did you rescue that dog? Listen, I know shelter dogs, okay? $3,000 whippets are not shelter dogs. You got screwed. But yeah, I'll tell the drunks to keep it down a little bit.
Base hit right field. Tying run in. Here's the throw to the plate. Do you believe this? The Yankees have won it.
I love that group of guys, and I think that got me right again, because it got to be about competition again.
It was the best team I'd ever played on. I knew that I was going to win a World Series that year.
Well, there is no joy in Mudville tonight, or anywhere else baseball is played for that matter. For the first time in almost a century, a major league season will not finish on the field.
That was tough because, again, we had a good club. It'd been so long to get there.
It felt like no player was giving up more in that particular season for their legacy, for their emotions, than Don Mattingly.
I probably wouldn't have played in 95 if we would have made the playoffs in 94. Like, I was at that point with family and everything, that my kids, that, that part was getting hard for me.
All right, you're a general manager of a baseball team. You're trying to attract fans. What's the one thing you're doing to get people out to the ballpark?
First pitch on the way from Cox is swung on and fouled straight back. It's 0-1. He's set to face Beatty, Mauricio, and Sanger, the 7-8-9 batters. The 0-1. Down and away, 1-1. 1-1 count. Swing and a miss. Cutter down and away, 1-2. Austin Cox pitched on Sunday against the Marlins. 1 inning, no earned runs, and he struck out 2. But he's never going to be, I mean, at this point, he's not a back of the bullpen guy. He's just a guy eating innings, kind of like what Scotty B was doing. The 1-2, down and away, 2-2. Two count. Swing. Fists it down the line. We'll do it again. Beatty 2 for 3 on the day. Cox comes set. The 2-2. High and out of the zone, full count. The full count. Offering from Cox. Swing, fouls it back. Infield is back into the right. Outfield straightaway fairly deep. The payoff pitch. Caught looking strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry. 94 right there on the outer edge, 1 away. Starlin Marte, your batter. First pitch on the way is a bender. Curveball right there on the outer edge. It's 0-1. The 0-1. In the dirt. 1-1. One count. Swing, chops it down the third base line, 1-2. Mauricio, 2 for 3 on the night. The 1-2. Swing, ropes it into left field, down for a base hit. 1 out single for the Metropolitans. If you're just joining us, and by some of the comments I hear that a lot of y'all are, this was not a shock tonight. We had the rookie on the mound, and Didier Fuentes looked like a rookie. He got slapped all around the building. Ended up going 3 1/3, 6 earned runs and 8 hits. But the Braves have taken 2 of the first 3 of this series, and they got a good chance tomorrow night with Grant Holmes on the hill. If you can come into New York and take 3 or 4, even a split, which is what when we started the series, we were talking about, man, if we can split this series, I'll be fine with that because it's a tough opponent on the road. But you take 3 or 4, man, that's a godsend. The 0-1, down and in, 1-1. Then you get 3 at home against the Phillies, where you're not going to have to face Christopher Sanchez or Zach Wheeler. Feels like a very winnable series at home. Pitch on the way, swing, swats it down the left field line. Foul. Had plenty of distance, but we couldn't keep it straight. One-two count. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Four-seam fastball got him at the top of the zone. 2 away. It's his 3rd strikeout. He has given up the 1 run. It was a solo shot by Juan Soto. Lineup will flip over, and Francisco Lindor, the batter, he's 0 for 3. The sac fly and an RBI. First pitch, drags it foul down the third base line. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Brings it. 81 up top. Curveball. 0-2. Oh-2 count. Swung on, lifted high, and deep into center field, going back on the track. Stealing that one over the wall. Money Mike. 75% of the world is covered by water. The rest by Michael the Hawk Harris. Wow, what a play. We head to break. Grab the sticks one last time, see if we can put a scare into these boys from Gotham.
It's a word you pronounced incorrectly one time, and it still haunts you to this day.
Eulictopus. Stomach arches.
Milk of Malaysia.
My husband and I went to bed at the same time last night. And at like 2 o'clock in the morning, I woke up and he wasn't laying next to me. And I sat up in bed and looked over to see if he was in the bathroom, and the light wasn't on, so he wasn't in there. So I got up and he was in the kitchen, sitting at the table, drinking a cup of coffee. And he looked really upset. And I said, honey, what's wrong? And he looked up at me and he goes, it's the 20th anniversary of the day we met. And he was right. We had met 20 years ago. I said, oh my gosh, I can't believe you remembered that. And he said, do you remember that time when your dad caught us in the backseat of my truck? I said, yeah, I actually do remember that. He said, do you remember when he threatened me and said, you either marry my daughter or I'm going to make sure you go to prison for the next 20 years? And I said, yeah, I actually remember that too. My husband said, I would have gotten out today.
But after the way the 94 season ended, Mattingly came back in 95 with the focus on the fact that he'd never played in the postseason ever more glaring.
I don't even know how many games it was, but I've played the most games without making it to the postseason or whatever. And I'd always be on that list, and I didn't like that list very much.
Though with most of the same group coming back for the 95 season, most expected the Yankees to dominate the American League again, but it wouldn't work out that way.
We were rolling in 94, and we just didn't seem to be able to get this thing on the tracks.
The Yankees played up and down baseball all summer long, while Mattingly battled back injuries and struggled to stay in the lineup. By the start of September, they were 14 games out in the AL East. The division title was out of reach, but they did still have life, thanks to a new addition to the game, the wild card. Capturing that extra playoff bid was no sure thing, but for his part, at the age of 34, the Yankee captain was going to leave nothing behind trying.
All right, let's go. Top of the ninth, Pintaro, the right-hander, fires the first pitch, a cutter up top, misses high to Ozzie Albies. It's 1-0. Ozzie, Doogie, and Harris. There's no stopping us. That's who's starting us off the inning. The 1-0. Swung on, chopped it, foul down the first base line. 1-1. One count. Pitch on the way, change up. Well outside, 2-1. Two-one, swing and a miss, 2-2. The 2-2, that ball swatted down the right field line. We'll do it again. Ozzy's 1 for 2 with the walk and a single. The only good thing about this, if you're ever going to start a rally, it would be several batters before you reach Acuna, right? So if it's going to happen, it's going to happen here. The 2-2, outside wide 3-2. Pintaro, by the way, is making his season debut. Does not have any numbers on him yet. The payoff pitch. Outside wide, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first. They check down the line, but that was ball 4 and Ozzy doesn't know it. Get your ass to first base, Ozzy. Good Lord. He's standing there arguing with the umpire. Go! Good Lord! Jonathan Pintaro is the pitcher. 6'2", 235. Looks like a linebacker. First pitch to Verdugo is way outside. Wide cutter misses. It's 1-0. And it looks like this is his major league debut. He doesn't have any numbers anywhere. It's from Pelham, Alabama. Went to college at Shorter in Shorter, Georgia. The 1-0. Sizzles back to the backstop. It's 1-1. He was in the minor leagues in 2024 with the Mets organization, and that's all the info they have on him. The 1-1 swing, fists it into left center field. That will get down for a base hit, and we got runners on first and second. Nobody out. Dr. Doogie getting things going.
What's going on? Blood pressure's coming up. The pulse is getting stronger. Get the OR ready. We've got a live one going and we want him to stay that way.
Singer, the catcher, and Pete Alonso go to the mound to talk to the rookie right-hander. Runners on first and second. Michael Harris is second, the batter. First pitch on the way is way outside wide. It's 1-0. On deck is Nick Allen. You figured they may pinch hit for him. Possibly Sean Murphy. The 1-0 swing. Chops it over to first. Pete Alonso had a hard time getting a hold of the ball, so he'll knock it over to the pitcher, Pintaro, covering the bag, and he's just going to get the 1 out after 3. He almost fell backwards. He was like stumbling and bumbling over there. That was weird. Wasn't that hard hit of a ball, but he almost tripped over his own feet. The 0-1 count. Cutter at the knees. It's 0-2. So 2 strikes to Allen. I'm really surprised they're not pinch hitting for him here. Cunha stands on deck. It really is. I mean, this is the definition of raising the white flag. The 0-2. Fists it back foul. Do it again. I know he's had some hits in this series, but he's got 0 pop. At best, you're hoping for is a base hit here. When it's all said and done, you're trailing by 6. You're not trailing by 2. The 0-2 to Allen. Inside almost got him. And Nicky, I'm sorry, my man, but you got to lean into that one, baby. That's got to be one that you take one right there on the arm and go on down to first base. If there's ever been a time to take one for the team, that was it. One-two count. Swing. Slaps it back foul. We'll do it again. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Cutter off the edge. 2 away. Two down, and Ronald Acuna Jr. will be the batter. First pitch on the way. Swings at the cutter. Diving off the plate, it's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. The 0-1. Another cutter right there on the outer edge, 0-2. The 0-2 to Acuna. Pitch on the way. Swing. Fouls it off. Another cutter. Do it again. The 0-2. Inside almost gets him. 97 mile an hour fastball. High and tight. I don't think there was any intention in that. That thing came high and in. The 1-2. Inside, that one almost gets him. 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Deuces wild. 2 on, 2 out. A 2-2 count. Pitch, swing, hammers it down the left field line. Is that fair? That is a fair ball. That's going to get through for a base hit. 2 runs should score. They do. And the Braves have cut the lead to 7-3. So how about that? A little bit of magic. Let's go Braves country. It ain't over yet. Hard hit ball down the third base line.
Bravo.
It shot off the wall so quickly he had to stop at first. That ball was scalded, man. It almost hit the ball boy out there. It shot off the wall and went right into the glove of McNeil almost perfectly. Like you couldn't. It almost looked like. Well, I'd have to see another view of it. They're showing it on the Mets replay. It almost looked like the ball might have hit the ball boy's chair as he was getting out of the way. If that were the case, it would have been a grounds rule double, but I don't think anybody saw it, and I don't think the Braves saw it, or they'd be challenging it. Not that it's a big deal, but nonetheless. First pitch on the way to Matt Olson is outside wide. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Lefty-righty matchup. Whoa, goes to the backstop. That will get Acuna down to second. 2-0. That pitch was wide out of the zone. About 3 feet into the right-hander's pitch. So when Acuna was almost getting hit, he must have thought Acuna was still in the batter's box over there. Two-0 count. Brings it. Inside 3-0. Standing on deck is Marcell Ozuna. The tying run is currently in the hole in the name of Austin Riley. The 3-0. Taken all the way, man. That's a pitch that Olsen could have hammered. They do have Diaz up and ready in the bullpen. So if Olsen reaches, I think we're going to get a pitching change. The 3-1. Outside wide, ball 4. He'll head on down to first. We got runners on first and second. 2 outs.
This is not watered down. This is Ice House. Ice House. Smooth as it gets.
Yep, that's it. We're going to head to break. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. The Braves trail 7-4, or 7-3, excuse me. We got runners on first and second, and Marcell Ozuna is coming to the plate. Mac McGee.
And we're on the same team.
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
And we need more players. We need you to help us win the battle against hunger and poverty. You can sponsor
Braves Country Radio.
Teamwork is what
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
it is all about. And that's why we need you. For just $15 a month,
Don't get greedy. Ask for $2.99.
you can sponsor a child just like
Braves Country Radio.
I've been able to really help,
Braves Country Radio.
and it feels so good. It's so easy. Just reach out now and start sending your love around the world.
The Country Club for Braves Country Radio.
If you join our team, we really can bat 1,000.
Mac McGee.
Who's waiting for help? There's room on our team for you.
Welcome back. Edwin Diaz will be called to get up. And that's a victory there, just to have to get him into the ball game. That could pay dividends tomorrow night. Marcell Ozuna will be the batter. Tying run now standing on deck, and so that seems like a long ways away, but you never know. Guy getting up and getting into a game he didn't think he was going to have to pitch in just 15 minutes ago. Hold on tight. The infield is back into the left. Ozuna. First pitch, 98 off the plate, 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. You could just bring the tying run to home plate. That would be awesome. Make him sweat. The 1-0 misses high, 2-0. And, of course, he's going to want to feel like he's got to give something to Ozuna here, but also he doesn't want to walk all the way to Drake. The 2-0 swing, fouls it straight back, 2-1, 96-mile-an-hour fastball to the backstop. So a 2-1 count. Ozuna's 0 for 4 on the night. The pitch, swing, rips it over to short. That should be an easy out. It is 6-4 on the putout, and that'll end the inning. That'll end the game. Mets finally beat the Braves in 2025, their first time in 6 attempts, as the name of the game is what we talked about as the key to the game. Was Dieter Fuentes. He did not have it. I don't think he's ready. He doesn't look ready. He didn't look ready on Friday versus Miami, and I just hope they're not doing long-term damage to this kid, because he's definitely got the stuff. He's got explosiveness out of his fastball, but he's just not there yet as a major league starter at the age of 20 years old. We'll be back tomorrow, 7:10 first pitch. Y'all have a good one, Braves Country. Braves lose a tough one, Fuentes goes down, but we got Grant Holmes tomorrow. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with 1 inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer cooled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. Kill him! Kill the umpire! Shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With a smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult, he bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two!" "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball. And now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner.